All right, guys, this is your friendly neighborhood fool's gold here, trying something a little bit different rather than the usual text and GIF and meme heavy backblast that I've come to be known for. I thought I would try a little bit of a multimedia experience here. I'm going to take a page out of the Uno book and not do a vlog, so to speak, but more of a podcast, I guess you could say, or at least a YouTube video if this whole thing works. So anyway, it is October the 1st, 2019. Our packs today were Phone Booth, Moose, Coppertone, Box Wine, Hostel, Leitner, STH, Lumberg, and YHC as the queue today. Conditions were perfect for a good beatdown. It's been pretty hot here in the Midlands. In fact, last couple days we set some records with our temperatures, and to start off October, it was no different. We had lower 70s this morning, but super high humidity. And the conditions for me taking the queue were maybe a little less auspicious than usual. Saturday I had the queue, so I thought I would have a reprieve on Tuesday, but I got a text late at night on Saturday saying our queue Chubbs had sustained a bit of an injury. And then passed it around to a couple other folks and finally got a bite from roommate who said he'd be glad to do it. But unfortunately, late last night, I found out roommate's sister was having some significant health issues, so he wasn't able to be there, obviously, which is totally understood. So it presented me with a great opportunity to step up and lead the men of Devo. I probably should have prepared more in hindsight as I look back on how the queue went today, but that's all good. So we did a quick disclaimer, and then taking a page out of the Strut handbook, we actually led off with a ball of man and a prayer this morning, especially focusing on our packs that are injured or have ailing family members or just weren't able to be out here for whatever reason or another. So then we jumped right into the warm-up in honor of our brother Penthouse, who's now up at Lake Wiley and doing good things there, just had his VQ there. I thought we would do the Penthouse / bellhop shuffle, which was an exercise that these guys brought to us from Illinois. I think it was F3 Chicago or Naperville that first did this. And basically it's some really fancy side straddle hops that when you do them right, you do them all in cadence, it looks pretty awesome. But it's been a while since YHC has done that out here, so I would say we did what I would call a piss-poor rendition. And we got through 5 reps of that, got a little bit of a warm-up after a couple false starts, and my normal smooth and polished delivery was not there, so that's okay. We grabbed some blocks, we circled up, and we did some Ring of Fire rows, starting at 1, and then we worked up to 5, and then back down to 1. And the trick with this one, as I like to do sometimes, the resting position was holding the block up, so you're really anxious for that Pax next to you to get his reps done so you can move on and do yours. I did note that this doesn't work that well when you have Pax that want to be jerks and kind of do their reps super slow to make sure they get a full rotation in there. But we can thank Moose for the next exercise as being in cadences rather than Ring of Fire. So after that, we did 10 curls, 10 rows, 10 curls, and 10 overhead presses, all in cadence. And as the Devo bot had tweeted out, we decided that we were going to do some off-campus work. So I think 2 packs, myself and Moose, brought headlamps. We grabbed a couple bricks after we deposited our blocks, and we headed over to the school for a little bit of brick work there. I also want to throw out some quick T-claps to Hostel for proper donning and doffing terminology, which apparently is different than being a duffer. I don't know what that is exactly, but Hostel's extensive OSHA experience paid off for us with some vocabulary this morning. We did a quick mosey over to the school, and again, I didn't prepare super well for this one. I decided to wing it, so my intention was to totally steal Box Wine's brick shuttle activity that he likes to do over at the school. Unfortunately, today Box Wine was there, so that made it a little bit awkward for me, but we both got through it and decided to do it anyway. So here's how it went down. We partnered up, and you started at the bottom of Schoolhouse Hill. Partner 1 started 200 tricep extensions, while partner 2 grabbed one brick, shuttled it up to the top of the hill, came back down, grabbed another brick, shuttled it up to the top of the hill, came back down, and then picked up wherever partner 1 was until they got all 200 tricep extensions done. So that went on for a good while, and that was a nice little warm-up for the next exercise, which we started actually at the middle berm, so it gave us a bit more distance on the run there. We went back to my dear sweet friend and hopefully future lady of the night, Bonnie Blair. We did 120 of those things, which made for some really interesting runs up the hill after that, especially for those of us who are still reeling after the Iron Packs Challenge. So we did the block shuttles there, and that took quite a bit of time going from that middle berm. So then we went to the far berm, which added a significant distance to our runs for the brick shuttle. And in that case, we did, partner 1 did 120 big boys, and partner 2 did the run there. And that one took a while, and that actually finished us up out there. So it was 200 tricep extensions, 120 Bonnie Blairs, 120 big boys with brick shuttles and flapjack in between. So we were running out of time at that point. Phone booth did a quick flyby of us, and then we all headed back to depot for some very quick Mary. Put our bricks away, and we did Freddie Mercury's times 21 and American Hammers times 11, both in cadence. After that, we circled up, and we had a nice video log, which hopefully, if all this works, you will see as well. It included some nice sultry looks by the packs, sweat glistening in the gloom. We even had one packs with a beautiful French accent, Mr. Bloquet Dubois. And then there was even a little bit of booger flicking from one of our packs. So all I can say is I really love these guys, and I'm sure you can understand why. Moving on to announcements, we've got the pull-up bars and dip bars, a project that's been going on for a while here. We've got a lot of anticipation around that. T-Claps to Pothole for spearheading this, and Bellhop and Phone Booth for help making it happen. So we'll install those on October the 6th in the afternoon, and there's still some cash needed for this, so reach out to those guys if you can help out, and reach out to them for any details, Pothole or Phone Booth. Also, we got our F3 Lake Murray 150 challenge ongoing, and the 50 post back to school for September through December. That's still not too late to join in on that. Stagecoach unofficially joined last night, whether he realized it or not, so he'll be in the next update, and hopefully that will help him with his tummy trouble, tick bite tapering. And also Hostile and then Moose later noted that as an announcement that we used to be at 25 packs. Where is everyone? So we didn't have a good solution for that, but I would offer, call a friend, somebody. There's somebody out there who is waiting for your call. They just don't know it yet. So reach out to those guys. Let's get them back out in the gloom. The weather's about to get perfect here in South Carolina, so the time is nigh. Other announcements, Lundberg has your Thursday queue. I chatted with him a bit after the workout today, and it's going to be a special one. So come on out, bring a friend. There's going to be games, there'll be food, there'll be a prize wheel, all sorts of shit out there. You just don't want to miss this one. You don't want any FOMO. Be out there for Lundberg's queue on Thursday. And then finally, on a more serious note, some prayer requests here. Roommate's sister, obviously we talked about before. We just pray for healing for her and wisdom for the doctors and comfort for that whole family. Chubbs as well with his recent injury. Pray for some more dexterity for him so he doesn't have any more self-inflicted injuries there. Phone Booth's wife's grandmother, hopefully I got that right, who has recently taken a fall. Keep her in your prayers. And just all other packs in general that are dealing with illness, work travel, workload in general, anything that is keeping them out of the gloom and keeping them from getting better and helping us get better. Just be with those guys. And of course, all the unspoken prayers, the things that sometimes we're not comfortable enough talking about, but are still in the back of our minds. So we ask for prayers for all those things. So we did do a Devo today. It was a brief one, and it was the famous verse from James the First, or book 1 of James. It's not from Paul, as YHC originally said out there, but it goes like this. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. While I won't go into the details here, what we discussed, I basically had a nice opportunity yesterday to practice this with my own son, and I failed to do so, so I shared a story around that. And with everybody in the group this morning being dads, I think we could all relate to that. Phone Booth put it very well when he said, sometimes the ones we love the most can make us the angriest as we expect the most from them. So I thought that pretty much nailed it, how I was feeling, at least last night after my missed opportunity there to demonstrate good leadership for my own son. So my counsel here, really more for myself than anybody who might be out there listening to this, is just to remember to kind of stop and pause before things escalate. When you have an emotional situation, try to assess that and control your reaction. And then also when things happen, which they're going to, have a little grace for the other person, but also for yourself. You know, it goes a long way. So finally here, a few T-claps. I'm going to hand these out. T-claps to Phone Booth for sharing his thoughts on F3 Billy that they do at GOAT. It's clear that has made a big impact in Phone Booth's life and for those men over there at GOAT, you know, Uncle Rico, Lapdog, our other brothers over there. So it definitely made me think about what we're doing with our third F at Depot more. And I've got some thoughts on that hopefully I can expand. And I'm sure some others do too from some other conversations I've had. T-claps to Moose for being the goose for the first half of the queue, and then Box Wine for doing that for the second. I appreciate you guys picking up the 6. T-claps to Coppertone for making it out today. Coppertone has been one of those guys that sometimes posts super regular and sometimes you don't see him for a while, but it's noticeable when he's there. The mumble chatter is always way better when that guy's there, so hopefully he'll get out there and help us all get better. T-claps to STH for returning my Tupperware dishes. Wait, he actually didn't do that, so maybe he'll get that next time. And T-claps to Blockade Dubois for revealing his French heritage today. The other thing about this guy, I really liked it when he took on the iron packs the other day. You know, being one of the taller packs out there, he's got a few knee issues from all those days of dunking on short guys like me. But he comes out and he's gonna, even though he's hurting, and you can tell he is sometimes, he will modify and just stick with us, and he always does that with positivity and humor. So I really appreciate when that guy comes out. Also to Hostel for graciously putting his e-signature on all these documents around the new pull-up bars, absolving the rest of us at Depot and F3 Nation for any and all liability. So we really appreciate that. Thank you for stepping up and doing that. And then finally, T-claps to Lundberg. He and I had a nice chat afterwards, after the other packs departed, and sharing some good fatherly advice about his own situations and his life dealing with his kids and family, and that was very helpful to me. So again, he'll be on queue on Thursday, so if you didn't get enough Lundberg today, you can get some more on Thursday. Make sure you show up and show out, and I hope everybody has an awesome day. FG out.
Gene Robertson, 47, Coppertone.
Coppertone.
Blockade Dubois, 36, Leitner.
Robert Gunning, 35, Lundberg.
Jim up to 45, Phone Booth.
Travis Gomes, 36, Moose.
Knuckle.
Robert Fell, 39, Box Wine.
Raymond Lominack, 40, Hostile.
Derek Hegler, 34, STH.
Lance Tully, 42, Fool's Gold.